What's going on, everybody? The Original Mako, and we've got a fun video for you today. My top 5 most anticipated games coming out this year. It's, a little late, a couple weeks into the year, but either way, we're going to be kicking it off with a nice list and, hope draw your attention to some games that might look interesting. Maybe not. I don't know. There's only Okay, there's a few like AAA type games, but maybe a few you haven't heard of. So either way, hopefully enjoy this video. If you want, be a little extra generous with the support. I have been able to add members as an option on YouTube, so you can join as a member on YouTube. If you head to my channel, there should be a join button, and you can join for $5, and it really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. First 10 members get a free smooch on me, baby. So you're going to want to check it out. And then check out the Twitch link down below. As always, we're still trying to get partnered, and I need each and every one of your guys' help to do that. So check it out, drop a follow, stop by. We have a lot of fun over there, I promise. That being said, let's get into some of the video or some of the games for today. Now, the first one, so I've got the top 5. I have one honorable mention, but I've got one extra game. And why is this an extra game? Because this would easily be in my top 5 if I knew it was coming out this year. We have no idea when this game is coming out, and so there's no way. I can't really put it on the list because we don't know it's coming out this year, but if it does, that's going to be sick. I'm betting for a 2023 release, but that's just me. Regardless, we're still going to look at the trailer and discuss a little bit for each of these games, including this extra game. So, don't want to leave anybody out of the party, but that being said, let's go ahead and get into it after I fix my hair. All right, so the first extra game here is the Haunted Chocolatier, which for those of you that don't know is made by Concerned Ape, who is the person who made Stardew Valley, which is my second most played game on Steam. So let's take a look at the trailer. Pretty easy to tell, same exact style. The soundtrack is just so good. No, not Nigel. God, he's got a big head, his sprite in the game. So there it is. The early gameplay trailer for the Haunted Chocolatier, and there is nothing that Concerned Ape does better than create ambiance. While playing Stardew Valley, from the looks of this game, you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Just enjoy your time in the game. Not stressing, just kicking back and having a good time. The soundtrack is always fantastic. The characters are very well made, and there's always more than meets the eye. If Stardew Valley is anything to go off of, this will have a lot more depth at launch than just making some chocolate. But the first thing it kind of reminds me of is, for those of you that have played Moonlighter, where you have to go to a dungeon at night, get things to sell, run the shop during the day. That's kind of what it feels like, but a much more Stardew Valley style, obviously, because it's the same creator. But it looks fantastic. I cannot wait for this game. The only thing that's really a problem that I have with this game is there's no plans for it to be co-op, from my understanding, which is just disappointing, to say the least. But regardless, doesn't matter. I'm still going to be giving it a try. But one of my favorite things in Stardew Valley was playing with Bill. So kind of tough, no co-op, but absolutely probably going to sink a good amount of time into this game. So that's my extra game. Okay, it didn't make the list because I have no idea when this game is going to come out. This trailer was released in October of last year, and he said it was still in very early development, and it'll be a while before it's done. So like I said, I'm guessing a 2023 release. Either way, that's the extra game done and dusted. Now we're going to move on to our honorable mention, which comes in the form of Babylon's Fall. Babylon's Fall, a Square Enix game coming out March 3rd of this year. Experience acclaimed developer Platinum Games' signature combat in Babylon's Fall with up to 3 other players, or take on the tower alone in this new cooperative action RPG. So, action RPGs are always very intriguing. You know, can kind of be similar to roguelikes occasionally. Regardless, there's a lot of varied weapon types, distinct skills, abilities, customized loadouts to have up to 4 weapons at a time. Fantasy setting from like medieval times, which medieval is one of my favorite settings in a game. So, and it's got co-op, which is always nice. But let's take a look at the trailer. I'll stop talking and we can talk a little bit more about it afterwards. So here's our honorable mention, Babylon's Fall.
We all have our reasons for Babylon's tower to fall. But not everyone has the power to make it happen. You do.
First of all, just real quick, that kind of seems very, for those of you that watch Attack on Titan, spoiler alert, seems very Marley-esque. Kind of feels like what Marley did to the Eldians, turning them, having them all line up, turning them into Titans. Regardless. Anyway, let's continue. My weeb is showing.
Your bond with the Gideon coffin gives you strength. Powers. Control. The only thing you can't do is go back. The tower awaits. It's time to ascend.
So there it is, Babylon's Fall. Now, this game has a couple of things that kind of are off-putting to me, and I'll talk about why. This is kind of why it didn't make the top 5 here. The graphics don't look great. They don't look fantastic. There's no way around it. It says your character can have up to 4 weapons at a time. Having them be all shown, like hovering around your character in game, kind of a weird design choice in my opinion. I don't think that looks very good at all. Now that being said, action RPG, the bosses looked fantastic. The weapons that they shown looked good, and any game that has any game that has hold on, I'll pause it at the right time here. No. Anyway, okay, regardless, you can see loot drop right here, all right? Right there. You see some loot drop. And any sort of loot type of game is always intriguing to me. The pictures look pretty good. Once again, the whole medieval fantasy setting is right up my alley. So I'm excited to play this game. And, you know, every game on this list are games that you're going to absolutely probably see content on. Maybe not YouTube videos, but definitely on stream. So once again, another reason to check out the stream down below. Having fun with new games is always exciting. So anyways, this is Babylon's Fall. I hadn't heard of it until recently, but I'm intrigued. March 3rd, a few months away, but not too far. Not too far. Next up, we get into our actual top 5 here with number 5 cracking it wide open with a game coming out very soon. Pokemon Legends Arceus. I have played at least one game from every generation of Pokemon and beaten it, and I will continue to do that for all of their main games. This isn't a main game because it's something different. It's something new. It's something intriguing, and I'm very interested to see how it plays as somebody who very much enjoys Pokemon, has a lot of time in it. You know, the video games, the trading cards, the anime, not as much, but still a decent bit of time in the Pokemon franchise, the best-selling media franchise of all time. I'm very intrigued to play this game. You bet your ass we're playing it on stream, and I'm probably going to make at least one video on it. And like I said, this comes out January 28th, so about 2 weeks this will be out, and I just can't wait to play it. So that being said, let's take a look at the I believe this is the most recent trailer. This was literally yesterday at the time I'm recording this, basically today, which I have not seen this yet, so let's take a look.
Uncover a new kind of Pokemon adventure, unlike anything you've ever seen before.
That's Sceptile.
Reveal open areas as you traverse highlands, forests, and ancient ruins. To complete your mission, discover, gather, and craft items. It's an all-new Pokemon experience. Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Ooh. Now, okay, listen, if you're watching this right now, please tell me in the comments how you say that name. Because, you know, if it's coming from the official Pokemon, or if it's official trailer, Arceus is, it's Arceus. It's Arceus. It will always be Arceus. There's no, I cannot ever bring myself to say Arceus. There's no way. Regardless, not the point. So more of an open world. You can like gather stuff to craft items, which intrigues me a good bit. You know, there are very few times a Pokemon game wouldn't make my top 5 list if I know it's coming out. The only exception would have been probably Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, because I couldn't have cared less about those games. But this game, I am very intrigued, for sure. The fighting looks very interesting. The new Hisuian, whatever the region is, the new forms of Mons look sick. The open world style is I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm very interested to see, because they made a MOBA, and that MOBA ended up working. So I'm excited to see if this open world style works, and we'll find out in just a couple of weeks. So this is number 5 on my list of the most anticipated games, and lucky for me, I get to scratch that little ball hair itch right away in January. So next on our list is, now, I don't know if this counts, but it's going to count because I said so. It's my list. You can't tell me what to do. Next up, we go to Destiny 2 The Witch Queen. So this is the new expansion coming out for Destiny 2, the new big expansion. February 22nd, so not super far away, a little over a month. And for those of you that don't know, other than Call of Duty, there's not a single franchise that I've put more time into than Destiny. Destiny 1, Destiny 2, easily a couple thousand hours, combined probably 3,000-4,000 hours. And I've had a very extended break from playing this game consistently. And I watched the whole reveal for the Witch Queen, and I really think that this expansion could be what brings me back to playing it a lot more consistently. I don't want to say that the game's died to me yet, because I do still enjoy playing it. It's an FPS. It's a loot-based game. So I am very intrigued and excited to get my hands on the Witch Queen and absolutely be playing it on stream at the very least. I'm sure I'll be playing with Bill because that is his favorite game for sure. But I believe this is the right trailer, so let's take a look at this trailer and we'll talk more after.
Guardian? Guardian, do you read me?
We're here, Ikora. What is this place?
Looks sick, by the way. That whole
We're
area.
in the domain of the god of cunning. Things are never what they seem. Be careful.
Looks sick.
Tell me, O honored guest. Don't you want to escape? This throne world is indistinguishable from my own mind, Guardian.
There's some weird audio mixing. Oh, that ghost shell looks so good.
Every step taken, every bullet fired, I keep and count them all. It's not too late to turn around.
So there it is. Coming out on 2/22/22. You think they did that on purpose for marketing? Yeah, they did. Just watching that makes me want to play some to get ready. But I'm so excited for this. New weapon type. Look at this ghost shell. I mean, look at that little... That thing is sick. And like I said, man, Destiny is just one of those games that I still remember the exact moment, because of how big of an impact this game had on my life. I still remember the exact moment that I got the original Destiny beta. The game wasn't even out yet, and I had enough money to either pre-order Destiny and get the beta, or I believe my other option was Grand Theft Auto 5. I was like, do I want to get GTA 5 or do I want to just get the Destiny beta? Picked the Destiny beta. Best choice I ever made in my life by a huge margin. And, Destiny is always going to be one of those games that's just, I can't not go back to it. Also, why is it tagged anime? What? So this one I'm super excited for, and I can't wait to play it more. All the new things, I can't wait to see it. The area looks sick, and Destiny always does a decent job with expansions for the most part. So I am thrilled for this. Cannot wait. That's why we put it at number 4 on my list. Number 3 is probably one of the most anticipated games by a lot of people for this year. Elven Ring, which comes out February 24th. Another action RPG, fantasy-based. So here are the reasons, like if we're comparing this to Babylon, since it's all the same genre, right? Here's the thing that gets me. Wait, what? Where is it? Oh, here, we can take a look at it here. Take a deeper dive into the carefully crafted mythology of George R.R. Martin. So if you don't know who George R.R. Martin is, he wrote A Song of Ice and Fire, the book series that Game of Thrones is based on. Game of Thrones is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I loved the storytelling in Game of Thrones. And if George R.R. Martin wrote that story, he's writing this story, I am automatically involved. I'm already all in, baby. All eyes forward, ready to go. If he wrote this story, you know it's going to be a good fantasy world. I've tried to stay as relatively blind to looking. I hate looking at like early reviews and like just stop. People who review games, I swear, are just out of their like professional game reviewers. Just don't know what they're talking about 9 out of 10 times, because there have been so many games that have been bashed that I'm like, yeah, this game's fucking great. So anyways, a fantasy action RPG, a vast world. I'm sure it will be character customization, I would hope. This was kind of interesting. So there's obviously a multiplayer to directly connect with people, but there's a unique asynchronous online element that allows you to feel the presence of others, which asynchronous implies that there's going to be other people there that aren't actually online, but were at one point online there, which is interesting because I don't know exactly how it's going to work with that, but that's part of the fun of learning. Also, compared to Babylon, the game just looks better, but we'll take a look at the trailer. Usually the first trailer is one of the better ones. This one is 3 minutes and 42 seconds, so a bit longer, but worth it. So let's take a peek.
It happened an age ago. But when I recall, I see it true.
4 hands. Imagine what you could do with 4 hands.
On a night of wintry fog,
Play video games and beat it all at the same time.
the rune of death was stolen. And the demigods began to fall. Starting with Godwyn the Golden. Queen Mariko was driven to the brink. The shattering ensued, a war that wrought only darkness. The Elden Ring was broken. But by whom? And why?
I actually have a better idea. So there's like a good little intro to the story, okay? Which is one of the main reasons it's on this list for me, is the story. But I'm also, the gameplay does look interesting, action RPG. You know, I'm already invested, but I believe, yeah, we can see a little gameplay as well
Will soon return.
of how the game's actually going to look, which is pretty important.
Someone must extinguish thy flame.
They will fight. And they will die. For how else is a champion to be born?
All of the animation there not only looked good, right? But if we look at the bosses, every boss looked extremely unique and also just very well designed. You know, there's a reason this is one of the most anticipated games overall this year. It does make my list, and it takes number 3 on the spot. There's going to be at least a video or 2 on the channel for this one, for sure. So I can't wait to get my hands on it. February 24th, a little over a month once again. Now the next 2, we're not as lucky to know actual release dates, but both of them say 2022. So the next one, and this one might be a little bit more controversial. Maybe not, though. The top two are roguelikes. This one is a golf roguelike game called Cursed to Golf, and it's actually gaining a good bit of traction. There's a lot of websites that have talked about this a little bit, and just because of its uniqueness. So it's a golf-like adventure where every shot counts, and players are tasked with making it out of golf purgatory to become a golfing legend with insane hazards, otherworldly power-ups, and tons of replayability. Will you make it back alive, or will you forever be cursed to golf? I love sports. I love roguelikes. Put them together. I'm invested. Now, golf is a game that I do play it in real life, and I enjoy it. Enjoy when I'm not throwing my clubs. But golf video games seem to do, like arcade type golf games, seem to do really well for me. Like they're really fun and intriguing. So adding a roguelike element to that makes me a bit tingly inside, if you know what I'm saying. And I cannot wait to try out this game. The pixel art is a very hit or miss for me, depending on the game and how it looks. This looks fantastic. I love how the art looks. And this is going to be one of those games. Obviously, there's probably not going to be much co-op or anything, but this is going to be one of those games that I think I'm going to enjoy a lot. And even if, spoilers? Even if I don't end up, if it doesn't end up doing well on YouTube or stream, you bet your ass this is going to be played in my free time a lot. So that being said, let's take, my kneecap. Let's take a look at the trailer for Cursed to Golf.
In Cursed to Golf, take on the role of a recently deceased golf champion who, after a freak accident, finds themselves trapped in golf purgatory. In an ironic twist of fate, they must golf their way through 18 dungeon-like holes to ascend. Taking place across 4 beautiful but deadly biomes, hit satisfying golf shots to survive the onslaught of golfing hazards in this exciting new golf-like adventure that will test any unprepared Sunday driver.
Have I told you about the ace cards?
Ace cards are powerful, ball-manipulating power-ups that will be vital to any golfer's success in ascending. Find them in Eternity, a chain of golf stores occupied by one of 3 legendary caddies. They will teach you everything they know about the mysteries of golf purgatory. Pass their trials, gain their skill, and get one step closer to ascending. And when you do, maybe you can help them with their fates in return.
The game just looked... I think the one word that sticks out to me in that trailer and sticks out to me about this game in general is satisfying. This game, I think, is just going to be so satisfying. And at first glance, it seems like even I am kind of a bit hesitant to be like, where's the replayability going to come in? But I'm going to, trust that when they say there's going to be tons of replayability, I'm going to believe it. And you bet I cannot wait to play this game. I'm very excited for Cursed to Golf. And hopefully you guys are too. You guys are probably going to be a lot more excited for this first game. But this one I am very excited for and cannot wait to make content on. So that brings us to the number 1 spot of our most anticipated games of 2022. I've talked about this one briefly before. I've talked about it on stream a lot if you've been on stream, but it's been a while since I've talked about it on YouTube. So let's just do a little recap. Cult of the Lamb. This game looks so goddamn good. I am foaming at the dick to play this. It was during some sort of gaming conference that this game was, a trailer for this game was released, and ever since then I have been enthralled by this art style and the fact that it's an action roguelike dungeon crawler type of game, which immediately intrigues me. The style of it, if you're comparing it to something, would be Hades. It's like a isometric hack and slash type thing as opposed to a first-person shooter. I prefer first-person shooter roguelikes, but this game, I don't care because of how good it looks and how just... I just can't wait. I just cannot wait for this game. And we'll take a look at the trailer and talk about it a little more, but I just really, really embrace yourself, engross yourself into the art style of this game because it is exquisite. I cannot. It already looks like there is so much depth to this game. The whole base building aspect. The fights look so good. Everything is so bright and colorful, and it contrasts so well with the dark, deep colors of the surroundings and the whole dark, vibe of the game, considering it's a whole cult of a satanic lamb. I cannot wait. I just cannot wait to play this game. This easily took my #1 spot for my most anticipated game of 2022. Not only will you see plenty of videos on this game, depending on what happens with Gunfire, which I believe there's going to be a DLC. Don't quote me on this, but I think there is going to be a DLC, which obviously means Gunfire is going to be there to stay for a while. But this could transition to my main game depending on how good it is. Just because I could easily see myself hopping on every day just to look at how gorgeous this game is. Devolver, the publisher, really popping off with some games because they also have Wizard with a Gun coming out, which I'm excited for, but it didn't make my list. Either way, I cannot wait for this game. If you want to see me go more in-depth on the trailer, I have a Cult of the Lamb video I did a bit ago when I first learned about this game last year, but I'm so excited. I cannot wait to hear what the release date's going to be and find out a way to time travel to the future to just get my hands on it. But let me know some of your most anticipated games. Those are my top 5, along with an honorable mention and an extra Haunted Chocolatier in there as well. Either way, I'm hoping it's going to be a good year for video games. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are excited. Like I said, check out those links down below. Comment your most anticipated games down below. Make sure you're subbed to the channel. Turn on notifications. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I love each and every one of your faces, and I will catch you all in the next video.